to motivate, make dreams and goals happen. Let's go. We begin the program with the prayer song.
கருவாக்கி உருவாக்கி எனையாண்டு காத்தருளும் இறைவா நன்றி. எங்கும் நிறைந்தோனே எல்லை இலாதானே, எங்கேயும் எப்போதும் என் குலம் காப்பவனே. நெஞ்சம் துணிய துணையாய் வருவாய், நேர்மறை உணர்வுகள் பெருகிடச் செய்வாய். உடலில் உறுதியை பெரிதாய் தருவாய், உனை உணரும் அறிவை என்னுள்ளருள்வாய். சுற்றமனைத்தும் காப்பவனே, செய்தொழிலில் ஏற்றம் தருபவனே, எடுத்த செயலில் வெற்றி கொடு, என் ஆற்றல் பெருகிட அருளை கொடு. கருவாக்கி உருவாக்கி எனையாண்டு காத்தருளும் இறைவா நன்றி. வல்லமை தந்து நீ வளர்ச்சி கொடு, அகத்திலும் புறத்திலும் மலர்ச்சி கொடு. வளர்ச்சி கொடு, வளர்ச்சி கொடு, வளர்ச்சி கொடு, மலர்ச்சி கொடு.
முடியும் வரை முயற்சி செய், உன்னால் முடியும் வரை அல்ல, நீ நினைத்த செயல் முடியும் வரை. With that note, I would like to invite Dr. K. Visagavel, Vice Principal, Knowledge Institute of Technology, to give the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Srinivasan. Today is another fantastic day for Knowledge Institute of Technology. Yes, today Ms. Kanchan Khedkar is with us from HCL. Madam is one of the leading HR profession in the IT field. Really very fortunate to have. I think 2 weeks back we started this program. The opening of the program, I said Knowledge Institute of Technology has been developed because of support of 4 pillars, right? I said the main pillar, the faculty. Next one, students and parents. Third pillar, I said the industry support, industry experts, industry persons. In that way, really we get very great support from all industry experts, especially for Knowledge Institute of Technology. So in that junction, so really we have to thank Kanchan Khedkar. Really, KIOT got NAC accreditation, NBA accreditation. Regularly, HCL is coming and recruiting students from all streams only because of Madam Kanchan. Yes, really, I have to thank you very much, Madam, because KIOT got 2 accreditation, NAC and NBA, because of your great support. Because whenever we send invitation to you, you visit our invitation in institution, have interaction with our experts, that is NAC and NBA experts. You have given very true and best feedback about KIOT. That's why we were able to get NAC and NBA accreditation. This time we are going for another one, the assessment also. We hope we get A in NAC. Following that, then we will move for autonomous. So all the way we expect your support and help. Sure, you will do it. Right? Thank you very much. Really, this is, KIOT is one of the unique institutions promoted by 22 academicians. Right? It is the founder and principal of Knowledge Institute of Technology. Dr. K. Srinivasan, IIT gold medalist. Right? All we know is the speed of the trainees or the speed of the driver. We have very strong, very energetic, talented driver for our institution. That's why KIOT is doing well. So there is no doubt we have very, very good faculty team, energetic and effective faculty team. Because of all our supports we are able to do, we are stepping into 13th year, Madam. We have completed 12 more years. We are stepping into 13th year. Last year in TNEA counseling, all our seats got filled. Okay, the KIOT has been ranked at 40th position out of 430 institutions, madam. This year we expect 20 more positions will move up because we get very, very good response from public, madam, this year, right? Thank you very much for accepting our invitations. So joining in the program, we are going to address our students. I'm very happy to welcome you, madam.
Thank you.
Next, I welcome our beloved principal, Dr. P. Srinivasan. Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Founder and principal of Knowledge of Technology. Welcome you, sir.
Yes, happy to join.
I welcome Dr. P. Rajendran, Director Placement. So, who is the always person connecting dots? He is always connecting the great resource person from industry to Knowledge Institute of Technology. Very happy to welcome, Professor.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for accepting the invitation. Thank you very much, ma'am.
It was my pleasure too. Thank you.
I am very happy to welcome Dr. N. Thangavel. So, whenever we present our students to the industry, really, so we are boldly present our students because of support of Dr. N. Thangavel. So, he is the backbone of our institution in part of the training. I'm very happy to welcome, sir. I welcome all the head of the departments, faculty members, and students and parents for going to join in this program. I welcome you all once again. Thank you very much for the great opportunity given me to welcome the gathering. Thank you very much. Once again, welcome, madam, for this program. Over to the coordinator.
Thank you so much, sir, for your warm welcome. Now, I would like to invite Mrs. S. Kalpana Devi, Associate Professor, Department of EEE, Knowledge Institute of Technology, to introduce the resource person. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. A pleasant morning to one and all gathered here. It's my privilege to introduce our chief guest of today's function, Kanchan Khedkar, Associate General Manager, HR, MSSW, HCL Technologies, Chennai. Ma'am has completed her master's degree in personal management and industrial relations between the year 2002 and 2004. Her experience HR as an HR consultant in Ramco Systems between February 2003 to April 2004 for 1 year of 3 months durations. During her service in Ramco Systems, she acted as a specialist in recruitment, sourcing to deployment at all levels of technical, marketing, and support functions. She has achieved key records in meeting recruitment targets with a span of 3 months on key leadership projects and 300 plus hires only by headhunting. And later on, she has joined in HCL Technologies, Chennai as Group Manager, Senior HR Business Partner between April 2004 to till date of approximately 18 plus years. So during his service, ma'am has handled various projects. So few to mention are that she has handled the Six Sigma projects in HR recruitment during the year July 2005. In this project, she was the only one to handle first time Six Sigma projects in HR and recruitment. And she has brought the turnaround time from sourcing to joining with cost-effective impact. And her second project is FRRO for expatriate employees at HCL during April 2007. In this project, she has established FRRO for expatriate employees across HCL. She also streamlined the process, policies, and benefits. Her third project is a stay interview proactive retention model during October 2015. This project deals with the interaction to understand the engagement and disengagement factors of an employee proactively. This also focused on disengagement employees with key measures on retention. Kanchan Khedkar is HR professional with overall 18 plus years of experience, currently heading the HR functions for Vietnam. Ma'am has accomplished management career reflects around 17 plus years of experience in human resource management, extensive experience in staffing and recruitment, campus hiring, business HR, compensation and benefits, performance management, and HR operations. Her experience led the key focus has been to create and drive the HR functions, which is enabling business, supporting employees, and strengthening various HR processes across the employee life cycle. We are very fortunate to have such an experienced personality for our today's program as a chief guest for focusing on education and empowerment towards excellence. Welcome you once again, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity given. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Work hard in silence. Let your success be the noise, said by Frank Ocean. With the note, I would like to invite Dr. P.S. Srinivasan, founder and principal, Knowledge Institute of Technology, to address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. My dear engineering aspiring student friends, today is yet another day to why should I do engineering? What are the prospects? While doing engineering, what should I focus so that I can have a great career? So in this dimension, we have a series of external resource persons who are all exceptionally doing well in their domain, in their field, in their respective companies. So why the right planning is more important in any activity to succeed. Mr. Gobinath from Vijay TV Niyanana anchor has nicely explained. Then following that, in this series, Naveen William from earlier with Virtusa and currently with Lumen, the engineering revolution is the fourth revolution, engineering revolution is happening. And how you are fortunate in this engineering revolution so that you can unleash your potential and make great things. And importance of engineering was addressed by Kenneth from TCS. And today we have a very strong resource person. Madam has already given a talk during pandemic, a very wonderful talk on expectations, corporate expectations from a fresh recruiter. It is available in Info KIOT YouTube channel, and almost all our KIOT students and many other students of this region has listened. Very beautiful and insightful talk. So that's why we thought, Madam, if she can able to spare an hour with you, then it will definitely make you to perform better because you have decided to join engineering. So we must excel. So if you look into the slogan of KIOT, tagline, we call in business contest, we call tagline, KIOT need for education, empowerment, excellence. So we must get educated. How to use this education through various techniques, tools, and skills, you must be empowered so that with the education and empowerment, you can make excellence in your life, move towards excellence in everything. So that is why we put that as a KIOT tagline. It is really fortunate that framing at this tagline today, Madam is going to give her talk, focusing on education and empowerment so that you towards becoming excellence. I like to, I think Madam will throw a lot of insights on this topic. About Madam, see, 16 plus years with one single company, HCL. As a fresh recruiter, she joined, elevated to various positions, and handled very Six Sigma is a quality deployment tool. So first thing is quality. Without quality, nothing can. And next one, this FRRO is handling with employee registration and other aspects. But today, the major challenge in any field, not only in corporates, also in education institutions, engagement, student employee engagement, here student engagement. So people wants more experience rather than knowledge itself, because knowledge Google itself can give. There is no need for a teacher to teach. Like that, employee engagement and employee retention are the key challenges she has handled very beautifully, and that is what his specialization talks about. Coming to HCL, I admire HCL because I'm in a leadership role. Whenever there is a industry-related conclave, especially education-related conclave, so I used to attend. So about some 15 years back, I had an opportunity to witness one of his founder of HCL, Shivnada's talk. So wherein in the talk, he was mentioning about a book. This is my Bible. and this is my every word and spirit of that is told in the book, I apply in our corporate, in our companies. And that book that he was mentioning is Only the Paranoid Survive by Andrew Groovy. Andrew Groovy is a CEO of Intel. Intel, you know, this Intel chips are the most popular chips inside computers that does everything. 17 years of his career as CEO. It's a very long tenure, 17 years in a single corporation as CEO. He has made this Intel from right very small company to the world #1 chip manufacturer with a market share of 65-70%. Today, Intel and Atmel are the two major players in chip manufacturing. So when such a progress a person can make, then I bought that book immediately. It was about 15 years back when I assumed the charge as a principal. That time I was looking for a new role and new skills I must learn. So really, he talks about, Andrew Groovy talks about two concepts. Any business has got a curve like this, like a bell-shaped curve. That's also a Six Sigma bell-shaped curve. Madam may be more familiar. So while that race to flat, if you must identify and you must apply new innovation so that over a period continuously business can sustain, otherwise it will decline and it will perish. That is number one. So whatever concepts that we are applying today cannot be applied after 5 years, 10 years. We need a new model, new innovation. So that is why every 3 years, almost 30 to 40% of training methodology and everything we totally change. So that is what is our philosophy. That's fixed in my mind. If you know, KIOT has reached 40th place in just 12 years. There are about 450 plus self-financing engineering colleges. So this self-financing, oldest self-financing engineering college is 38 years old. Kungu Engineering College, where I did my undergraduate. I belong to the very first batch of self-financing college in concept in Tamil Nadu. So 38 years to now we are only 12 years. So there are about 25 years more experienced colleges. Many numbers. Outbeating them, we are occupying in the 40th place in the last year counseling is basically because this book that has given a lot of insight to me, the power, vigor, and competence of competitors, suppliers, complementers, customers, and so on. It goes on. So really, not only Madam the HCL, but KIOT has progressed because of the. I read 3 major books that I use every concept told in that book. In those 3 books, the first and foremost is Only Paranoid Survive. So HCL founder has made what to say, an emperorship in the corporate world right from scratch. Such a multi-billion-dollar company, world repute. So really, not only his thoughts of founder Shivnadar shaped HCL and the service of excellent service of today's guests like Kanchan Madam. We also, KIOT has also followed a lot of principles we have adopted from his founder and HCL in making this college as an innovative and progressive institution. That way, I really feel because that is there in my heart. Shivnadar, that thought, that book, every page of that book. So whenever I feel the word HCL, I am always delighted. Madam is add on to that feather, like a feather. She's a crown on the kingdom to HCL. So she personally visited for NAG and MBA committee visits, talked high about how our alumni are performing. That has given a lot of things to us. We wholeheartedly thank on behalf of all at this juncture, and leaving the floor for the madam to inspire you. Thanks for the opportunity. Over to the coordinator.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful speech. Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love what you are doing or learning to do, said by TNEA. With the note, I would like to invite Ms. Kanchan, Associate General Manager, HR HCL Technologies, Chennai, to address the gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. First of all, Vanakkam, Namaste to all of you. It's my great honor to be part of this wonderful morning. I know we are in the midst of the pandemic outbreak, and I hope all of you, you and your family are safe. Firstly, congratulating KIOT management reaching 13 years. I know what it would have pulled in. I have been tracking the KIOTs from the inception till what they are and what they will be moving on in the coming years. I'm sure they have a long way to go, but 13 years, a fantastic journey, sir. Congratulations to all of you. And thank you, sir. So I also want to take this opportunity to thank the KIOT principal, the vice principal, the placement head, and the complete team which has put this platform for us. And thank you for inviting me. It's my great pleasure too. Coming on to the young generation who have joined us for today's this session, and I'm sure they are the next future who will be there, and they're going to start their education virtually. This batch, I think this could be the second batch after the pandemic outbreak, and I'm sure your seniors also would have joined like this. So you guys are special. Okay, so firstly, congratulations getting your admission in KIOT, and those of you are still aspiring to, and wishing you all the very best. So I take this moment, the topic, which is definitely all of you are going to start your education, right? I'm not saying start your education. That means you are entering your next phase of your education, right? And this is like everybody looks up to after schooling. This is a next milestone for, all the youngsters, and you all belong to the generation called Gen Z. So Gen Z are the people who are born between 1995 to 2010. So, and all of you are part of it. And most important is Gen Z are the people who are very smart, who are very fast, who are very prompt, and because you are all exposed to the digital world, right? And we took long time. If many of us have taken, if we had our cell phones in hands, or getting digital, it took 25 years, 27 years, 30 years, and so on. So you are gifted from day one that you're born. So I think this is a different experience for you from the traditional model of education to the new norm of education. Okay, so which means all of you have been going to schools and then never had an opportunity to actually access your education through online. So you had a lot of restrictions at home, not accessing your phones, not accessing your laptops. I'm sure your parents would have conditioned, your guardians would have conditioned. But look at it, the paradigm shift. Today, they are getting you mobile phones. They are ensuring that you have all the infrastructure for your education. So that is the paradigm shift that COVID has brought us in today. And we are all adapting. We are all trying to answer the new norms, ways of working, ways of responding, ways of neither of us have any experience, whether it could be your principal, whether it could be your professors, whether it could be you, whether employers like us. None of us have this experience. But then we are ensuring the new norm is all about virtual. And in this virtual medium, thanks to the technology which has kept us intact, thanks to the digital platforms which has helped us, and good that India has invested, in few years back, about 2-3 years, we already invested. That's where we were able to, shift to the new norm very fast. And I know it's not very easy at all. It is very tough, but I think, it is, we are coming out of our comforts, and we will find a way, and we are finding a way. And I'm sure year on year, students will pass through this mode. So we will take some time to settle down in this mode. But I think we should not make this as a reason for our development, for our growth. We should definitely see how it can be and how it can change our needs positively. Look at the situation very optimistically. So that is where we are in. So congratulations to all the students. And I know I could just recall my college experience, though, it's definitely, going to a college, everybody dreams because you're reaching a different phase of your age group and a little more maturity than what you were in school. There's a different, anxiety, nervousness, because college is an atmosphere that many of us look up to, because it's a phase that you will start becoming slowly independent in your ways of your thought process, and also getting adapted to the different world and stepping into the different educations very specific to engineering. All of you have chosen engineering. You could be an IT, you have chosen your IT course or EEE or EC or mechanical or civil, any of these courses and over and above. So, and certainly all of you have chosen this, right? So, and you have stepped into this in the college world. It's nice when you are physically there at college. You have, always there's a fear of ragging, always there is fear of your seniors. I'm sure you might miss. I think in the virtual medium also, you will find your ways of interaction. So I think these things will kind of, the traditional aspect, we might miss the campuses, but I think we will find in the new norm, how we could be engaged equally and how we will enjoy this ecosystem that we have put across because of the pandemic. So with that note, you all should, just aspire. You must just be sure that now you've taken the course. Maybe some people out of chance, or some people out of choice, you have made choices, right choices. Some people, no, I did not get seat, and I've taken this course. So there could be scenarios like this, but I think not everybody will get a perfect situation in life. We have to make the best out of it. And I think all of you should look in from that perspective of your complete trajectory of your education and your growth. Okay? So I just want to take this moment. So focusing on education, right? Now, this is the time, the next 4 years is going to be your key focus on your education. So today, what is happening in the larger employer world, that corporates and many companies who deal with young freshers or young entrants, we certainly find students missing on their basics. Okay, and especially when you all come in the final year, we always find that people miss out on their basics. So what I'm trying to say is, you are stepping into your first year. Eventually, in the next 2-3 years, you will be progressing on your engineering phase. And yes, you're going to be in the virtual mode. We will see how the situation gets, turn around to on the usual, traditional way. It may take some time. Maybe you will never know. You may have to get through this phase for the next 4 years. Possible, not possible. Maybe you will get used to it and do not want to come. There could be any such paradigm shift could happen for people, for students who are studying in school and students who are studying in college. I interact with a lot of young kids. They say, I enjoy online medium. Some kids say, no, I enjoy going to school because I used to interact with my friends. I used to spend some time. So I think, how we could make this system, this complete ecosystem turning around to us is also most important, which means you should be able to adapt this platform too and enjoy this platform too. So that is the paradigm shift. Your professors, teachers, and people like us, everybody is doing it. And I am so definitely in the corporate world, the productivity has increased because none of us travel. Neither you will be traveling to your colleges. So there are a lot of positives to be looked at. So I think with that note, I just want to give you a perspective. While I have given so much time, but I think I would want to spend more time in interacting. So please be ready with your questions, what you want to ask me, which probably if I don't cover anything specific. So, I just want to take a moment how in the current situation, right, the word COVID, I want you all to register very differently in the current context, because every time this word is every day, everywhere, you keep listening million times, and it has become a part of our life, and we have got used to it, and we know how to deal with it. It has become that way, but still we are not safe to step out, right? So I want you to register the word COVID very differently in the current context. And whenever you look at this word COVID, it should recall your ways of perceiving it, and probably you can spread this to your friends and your own siblings or whoever, your well wishers. So what I would suggest is, just for you to make it very simple and remember. And in the current context, right, you may be doing engineering, you may do over a period of time, you may become an entrepreneur, you may do something from your engineering as well. Some people take a very different decision from engineering to non-engineering. There could be many such situations that people go through. But what I would say is, in every context, right, how does this complete attributes which I'm going to explain to you will remain in every situation. So let me make an attempt. So the word COVID, right, the first letter of the COVID is C, okay? Whatever matters, whether you're in school or whether you're in college, whether you become, you start earning, you become an independent person, you take care of your family, whatever it is. The first key thing, the word letter C, all you have to do is stay confident, okay? So I want you all to register the word C of COVID. You need to stay confident. And in this current ecosystem, you need to communicate, okay? It cannot be, if you sit in the class, you could always chit chat with your friends and get to know. But in the virtual medium, you need to really talk for yourself. You need to ask clarifications to your teachers, your professors. You can't stay with being quiet, okay? You may find answers from Google, you may find answers through different platforms, different online links. But I think at times it's very important, what you perceive also has to be communicated. So two things that, very, very vital is confidence and communication. These two things, you ensure that you are constant here, okay? And in the current world, it is the basic, okay? And nobody is going to know how much have you studied, are you a gold medalist, or are you, what is your percentage of marks, unless you present yourself confident, unless you communicate about it, okay? I know there is a lot of nervousness, shyness, that we are all, the way we have been brought up. Not that, for example, if you take me, I could, switch on my camera when I was about 20 years back, and I could have spoken, I would have been equally shy. But today you are exposed to the digital medium from the time that you have born. And, and a lot of you have been, on a lighter note, have been taking selfies and doing a lot of videos, chit chats, and, putting a lot of videos in the YouTube, TikTok. I'm sure you're all, a different level of confidence that you all have, gained, and that has to show up as well. Some who wouldn't have, but I think in this there is no substitute, that you can't compromise on these two things. So one is on the confidence, and second is about communication. Next, the letter O that I want you all to register is be optimistic. Okay. Today, there could be a lot of situations that has hit that can hit us. Okay, and everybody will have a lot of challenges at their own home, and each one of us are not gifted with everything. But I think most important is, how do you turn your situation to positive? How do you turn your situation to be very optimistic? Okay, and that is something that only you can do it. You can't be pulling out factors saying that because of this I couldn't do it, because of this I had a challenge. Had I gone to college, I would have studied well. Because of virtual medium, I could not. I think that myth, all of you should remove it and see how competitive you can become in spite of all the constraints that we have. If you have one problem, come out with 100 or 1,000 solutions to your problem. If you go with that attitude, I think nothing can stop. Okay, so this is another fundamental that I would want to talk about. Okay, so this is also going to sustain throughout your career, whether today, tomorrow, or whether you gain about 10 years, 20 years of experience. This every stage of life, you will have challenges, but staying optimistic is very important. And at the same time, opportunities. Okay, will there be opportunities? Yes, there are newer opportunities. The industry has every industry has ups and downs. Okay, but there are industries which are doing extremely well. Okay, you've been hearing about unemployment. Unemployment is not for skilled professionals. It's skilled and somebody who's smart and who's, even if they're able to have all the behavior attributes, they will be able to gain the momentum of the opportunities, which are plenty. Do we have skilled professionals, skilled people to get? We are having that challenge, if you ask me from an employer point of view. So for this, that is required is your focus. Okay, you need to be focused on your education. You should be focusing on what I can do something new. I have learned something, new concept, and I would want to help my friends, and probably I can submit this to my professor as an assignment. So that is the empowerment that you will be, get projects. Okay. We always do some assignments and we try to come out with a different innovation, right? And those innovations are nothing but how the ecosystem is empowering you, and how are you actually taking charge of it is also important. Tomorrow, nobody will come and tell you, see, I'm giving you an empowerment responsibility, you need to do this. Nobody is going to come and tell you. It is you who's going to take charge of it, right? And for this, you really have to, be optimistic about yourself, and opportunities are there. And how do you take charge, right? Focusing and trying to see how you can empower yourself with whatever that you learn. Okay. So this is, I want to talk about from the letter O. The COVID, today it is all going to be virtual. Okay. So virtual is a platform. All of us know. Today, I mean, all these meetings, in colleges used to happen in person. Our interviews used to happen in person. Everything is becoming online. We have adapted new tools, technologies. We have cut down on cost, travel, a lot of logistics, infrastructure, many things. It has also given us a lot of benefits too. Okay. But at the same time, are we getting into the speed of meeting that standards? And that is where, virtual medium, all of us have to catch. Today, what happens, I have seen, I have, done interviews of students online, whether they are stepping into their internships, they come for internships, they come for, as first jobs. So you've seen, so students are, obviously, we are not used to it. And, so a lot of us, it takes a lot of time to, switch on our videos, talk to, try to put it across, articulate ourselves, trying to be confident. I think it is just here, all of us, just in our mind. I think we can, you just have to push yourself that you can do it, right? And virtual medium is going to be the key thing even your employment opportunities, there are a lot of employment opportunities are going to be virtual. I don't know if you've heard about the word gig economy, GIG, okay? Gig economy is all about a person works at his competency with multiple companies. That means he's an expert on whatever field he is. He works for 4 hours in an organization and gets paid. He works for a different organization, gets paid because of his key skills. Okay, and he earns more than more than a normal person stepping into an office and getting in. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, what is so special about those people? They're all subject matter experts, and they definitely charge honor. They don't go physically at office. They've been given the task. They've been asked to find a solution, and they have specialized skills and competency, which helps them to deliver on hours, and they get paid basis on hours. So what I'm trying to say is, so the virtual is the key thing, how we get used to it and how we stop complaining about it and how we can really adapt, it's more important. And another thing which I wanted to tell you, generally students feel, which I see is, today, how are we going to normalize it? For example, we don't have a perfect office or a perfect school kind of an environment, or an education kind of an environment, or a study room kind of an environment at our homes, right? We may not have all the luxury, how we go to school and colleges, we have all the ecosystem, the logistics, infrastructure, everything there. But at home, we need to create. Okay, so ensure that you find a corner of your home where you wherever you are, nobody is going to judge or gauge you on this. So in fact, they will help you to understand. Maybe they will know you better, most important. And that should not be a barrier to, because my background is not good, maybe I don't have privacy at home. I think all these challenges will exist, okay? But I think we will have to start working of coexisting and still, still deliver, still adapt, still make it up and move on. So I think that mindset all of you have to remove, that at the virtual platform at home for me is very difficult. I can't switch on. Nobody is going to judge you. Okay, sometimes we see our parents, or at home our siblings, they may be shouting, or they may be, they may be speaking, or they may be walking around. I don't think you should really put a discipline for yourself. I think slowly these things will start settling down. So you should not get carried away because of this and put yourself down. Always, always ensure that you are raising your threshold every day, how you can be better and better. So that's what I would say, the letter V. And the letter I, right, is all about innovation. So today you are the Gen Z. Gen Z comes with simple solutions for a complex problems. You guys can really crack it very easily because you have seen everything online. You have you can order, your food, till whatever you want to buy a product or everything. You have everything in hand and you can guide a lot of people. So you are all exposed from day one. So the expectation will be that how will you innovate? How will you ideate? Okay, because you may have multiple ideas and you come with a little more high-end skills compared to your earlier generation, and you're good at multitasking. You are I've seen a lot of kids. At one end the content of the education is on. Second, they will be browsing something on their mobile. And third, they will also be in the Facebook. You're into too many things, but distractions are more. But how do you still make it up? So there are people who are having the creative skills. Don't let your creativity go down. The creativity is something that not every one of us have. Theoretically, you can teach a lot of things. Creativity, you don't have a separate class for this. Some of you apply, some of you have your own concepts and come up with different creativity, ideate and innovate on what you see. Maybe you can take a topic, what your ma'am or your professors were teaching, and probably you came with an innovative idea. You can always, talk to your professor about it. This is something that I feel in this topic. You start contributing. So these are different ways to empower yourself, in the educational excellence. And then how do you gain excellence is not that people will tell you, how you contribute, participate, where you feel that you can add value, you can definitely, why not? Okay. I have seen some kids who are very good in the way they perceive and they explain. And when you learn from an other peer, right, your own age group, you have a different comfort and understanding. No, due respect to the professors and teachers who have been doing. But I think, these are few ways our education system will also start gaining a momentum of students' contribution, how they would be taking few other elements where they are good at, and they would be coming up with different examples. So ideate and innovation is something that you all should continue to do. Last thing of the letter D is digital. So digital medium is going to be the key. There is no substitute of it. And all of us have to see what new digital platforms we can work. And most important in all this is your discipline is the key thing. You need to be focused, you need to be disciplined, you really have to put a routine for yourself and really be punctual so that you are able to do the best. Okay. So these are few things I would want you all to register. So the letter C is all about confidence and communication, which is going to be static throughout your career. And next is, O is all about opportunities and staying optimistic. And V is virtual is the medium. And I being, ideation and innovation is going to be the key for youngsters like you. D is digital medium is the key thing that all of us will be adapting, and we will be matured more enough here. And we will see how this platform will give us more empowerment in the coming days. Okay. So this is something I want you all to register. I'm sure you must be reading a lot of content, going through a lot of videos and all that. But I think Gen Z has a very different skill sets, very different attributes, behavior attributes. What I see is in few of you do not have patience. Okay. So which we see. Okay, so many a times, we ask youngsters, what hardship have you gone through? So they say like, ma'am, we didn't have, I don't have internet at home. Okay, I don't have internet in my mobile. So those things becomes hardships for youngsters. So what I'm trying to say is, these are few attributes that you have got exposed. Your parents, your grandparents had different hardships. Try and understand them. Okay, it helps you how they have built up their life. Staying grounded is very important. Okay, understanding the value system is very important. These things, in the engineering, you will keep learning a lot of new theory and concepts. But these things also you need to build. So behavior attributes, pick up your role models, and most important, read a lot of failure stories you'll be able to understand. Okay. Now, for example, just to relate the Olympics, right? So we had the first medal for this year. Okay. And all of us know it is Maria Chanu, who, and she had a lot of hardships, right? Now look at her, you just read her story, the hardship that she has gone through. I think any women would have been, even if anybody would have had a dream, they wouldn't be able to make it. They would have keep questioning and be talking about the constraints, the challenges. So it's not about she has won the medal. She has won the medal against all the odd in terms of finance, in terms of right assistance, mentor, coach, It could be on, our government system, lot of things. So if we keep complaining, we can never. Okay. And glad that, just maybe half an hour back or 40 minutes back, got to know that Indian women team has got into the semi-finals for hockey. Okay. Since the time Olympics has started, way 1800, India has got only about 29 medals. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is here is sports. Look at the people in sports, what energy and passion that they put in their ability. So be passionate. If you're not passionate, if you're not crazy about what you want to do, engineering, whatever you do, whether your studies, whether you're passionate about any hobbies, you should be having the real zeal and energy. People, when they look at you, they should be able, oh, this man, this girl, she is good at this. That is the level of passion all of us have to demonstrate, which is somewhere we are losing in our current ecosystem. How we are how we are just tuned to the traditional way. Okay, we have to go to school, we have to go to college, we have to study, and then we have to get married, we have to give birth to kids, and then we have to be independent, we have to get a house, and the cycle starts. I mean, the cycle keeps continuing. So what I'm trying to say is, be a differentiator. Gen Z can be a key differentiator in the current era. You're all exposed to the current era of education. So passion is something, please demonstrate, which should come in whenever you speak, whenever you talk about a topic, whatever you're performing. I'm talking about whatever you believe in and you are able to really demonstrate that. So passion is one aspect. Patience, right? A lot of us are not having patience. For example, if your browser is not really getting into the site, you really get impatient and it's not working. So, and there are, this is from the online aspect and the digital aspect, but there are situations in life where you will be dealing with humans, you will be dealing with different variables in life, and you cannot expect the same speed of what you want. So patience is something which we feel it could, be little imbalance, I would say. That aspect, I want you all to really focus. So one is on the passion, then the patience aspect, you will also have to, and be committed. Okay, there is a lot of distractions for Gen Z in the current era, a lot of distractions, but the distraction should only help you to, get better, not that it has to, deviate from your goal. So that is more important. So be committed of what you are doing, and see how you can strive to it. Okay, and ensure that your fullest potential is utilized. Unleash your fullest potential, because these are a few things in, maybe your full education system might go in complete 4 years, God knows. In this given situation of pandemic, we don't know how things are. We will keep answering it. But let me just tell you one last thing is, mugging up is not the approach at all. Okay, understand the concept. Okay, and purpose of education, purpose of understanding. Ask a lot of questions. Okay, the more you ask questions, the more clarity you get. Okay, there's nothing called silly question. Okay, even if you may ask something very basic, that's okay, but you have a doubt, get it clarified. Okay, so don't shy away. Should I really ask this, or should I really not? So for example, even in the current situation, I will probably, it's a test for all of you. I really don't know how many of you are going to ask me questions. Okay, how many of you are really, if you have doubts, if you have clarifications, you should speak up. No, nobody is going to speak up for you. It is who you are going to speak up for yourself. Okay. So there is the purpose of what you're learning, engineering, is not because my parents told me to take this course, because there is a prestige status quo. That's why I'm into engineering. You should have yourself definition, the purpose of you taking the course and the engineering, and you should understand the purpose of it, rather, because I have been told this. So I would suggest, have that clarity, what you want to do, and every day keep answering. Every day come up with new concepts and solutions for your problems. Okay, never get carried away. There is no perfect situation or perfect life for everybody. Each one of us will be a differentiator in our life. Each one of us will have a story to talk about. And I'm sure you are one of the first set of batches who are going through the online, medium of education. Who knows, the complete education system might go online, possible. If that is the case, you're the first set of people. You may give a lot of a lot of tips and guidelines to youngsters who are going to come in. But create a purpose for who you are, what you are. Don't let any gap between who you are and what you will become. So that aspect you need to keep filtering, you need to keep understanding and keep going. And you will be, one thing which will be very constant is continuous learning. There's no compromise. Okay. So continuous learning is going to be another key fundamental that also you shouldn't be compromising on it. Okay. And you have a lot of materials to get, access. And I think there is a lot of expectations from Gen Z. Okay. And who are the next set of future in every organization, in every families, into the nation as well. So the world is looking up to you, and I'm sure matter of time, you will be on your own and be a role model for many of them. So with that note, I will pause here. So I hope this insight will register you and see to that, and I would definitely want time to interact with all of you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Sure.
Thank you very much, madam. It's almost covered all the points. Okay, great, madam. I think over to Srinivasan.
Yeah,
this is the time for taking questions, Srinivasan.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I think my dear students, I think this is your time now. You please raise your hand. We have great opportunity to interact with the expert. I think you can raise your hand. Your audio will be unmuted. You can ask questions.
The students, உங்களுக்கு எதாவது doubts இருந்தா, you can raise your hand. We will give you option.
Yes. Now I think Segar, you please unmute Bharani. I think Bharani, you are unmuted now. My dear students, I think here around 280 students are here. I think your opportunity will be given to all of you. I think you please ask one question at a time. You get answer, right? Then you may give opportunity to all your friends, right? Bharani, Segar, Bharani, please unmute him. ஒரு ஹேண்ட் ரைஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க பாரு, பரணி உங்களை அன்மியூட் பண்ணுங்க. பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? பரணி, you can ask questions. Okay, move to next Pragadish from CSE. Yes, now you are unmuted, Pragadish, you can ask questions.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, please say about the HCL CAT exam and Tech B program, ma'am.
Okay, so Tech B is one of our another wing of hiring students from higher secondary, who pass out from higher secondary, and we have a model for higher secondary pass out students who go through a training program with us. Today, if you look at kids at around 10 years and 13 years have started coding, and you have a lot of platforms for young people to be identified as coders, right? And you would have heard about Google encouraging a lot of students. So the world is going to a different direction, that the relevance and the competency of skills need not be that you need to have 15 years or 17 years of education, but certainly if people can adapt those skills, these are people who have, if they, they have an option to, if they are not pursuing their college, we also have tie-up with colleges and universities where you can do both higher education and as well as, your training program with a evaluation process being there. You will have an evaluation process also. So the whole thing is after higher education, after your higher secondary completion, you enroll through an evaluation process. You will be put on to a year training, and in the subsequent year you will start working, and you will be also tied up with the top. We have a couple of institutes where you can do your education as well. So you will do both. You will be employed, you will be studying, and as well as you will have a continuous journey with us. So that is the model which this Tech be all about.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Brandis. Next we will take question from Subhasri Lekha from CSE. Subha? Yes.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
good
Shubha, go
afternoon.
ahead. Good afternoon.
How to restrict our distraction, ma'am?
How to restrict your distraction? Okay, good question. Okay, if I have to tell you, it is your determination and your focus. There will be a lot of things you will get distracted. Okay, if you are determined that I have to do it, I will. It's about I will do it. I have to do it. You have to remove the word. For example, nothing is impossible. Everything is possible. If you could, have these affirmations, positive affirmations, and whatever distractions that is really coming on your way, say how you can block it. Today, digital world gives you a lot of ways to block in online. Same time in around you, how do you block it, right? So focus. Okay, so focus is your key thing. Committed is the key thing. Determination is another key thing. Okay, some of you should, to just build your mind and your mental mindset to be in peace. A lot of us do meditation as well. Just do a 15 minutes meditation in the morning. Just close your eyes. Don't think about anything. Even some thought comes, let it come and let it go. What happens is we keep on, we keep on thinking so much. Our mind is cluttered with so many thoughts. Okay, so 15 minutes of meditation, if you can bring in your routine and start focusing on your goals and have a goal. And most important is cut down all your distractions. If it is digital, you can block things. Okay, and when you set a routine, this time I will do these things. Anything beyond after this time, I will only do, I may have to spend some time with my friends. I may have to go step out for, I may want to do physical activity is also important. If you do physical activity, and meditation will help you to focus on your goals, and your distraction will cut down. Try this. I'm sure you will be able to get your answers.
Thank you. Thank you, madam. Thank you, Subha. Madam, I think recently you have gone through an article, but they advise you avoid multitasking. Multitasking is also leading to distraction. Is it true? No, but we people are always advised to do multitasking, but at the stage of students level or initial stage, people are telling you don't go for multitasking. What's your advice, madam, on this?
Sir, it depends. It depends. You take our moms, every mother at home, if she only does kitchen work, okay, and if she doesn't, and she only keeps cooking and doesn't come and serve you food, or doesn't, and just, look at our mothers as a best example, okay. Every day they may be doing multiple things at a time, but they finish they do it with so much of joy. They ensure that nothing is getting, they balance it. Even if something goes wrong, here and there, they know how to, okay, this happened, I will probably manage it this way. They know how to negotiate. So when in a multitasker, you should be able to be a good negotiator. You should do with a lot of joy and fun. Okay. I think you should, best example is to follow our moms. Our moms, for some reason, traditionally, we have seen in every home how the mom balances the complete home. If she's a multitasker, taking care of her kids, taking care of the household, taking care of elderly people at home, she has huge responsibility. From morning she gets up till she's the last person to, she's the first person to get up in most of the homes and the last person to go to bed. Okay, imagine the load that she's carrying. So I think when it comes to students, I think it's most important is I do observe a lot of people, maybe even now when we are actually in this session, maybe somebody is browsing, somebody WhatsApping their friends. Okay, what is she saying? What is sir saying? Is this making sense? I'm sure these interactions happen. One way you can put it healthy, but see how you gain that momentum. Okay. For example, suddenly if some sir or ma'am is asking you a question, how attentive are you? Is your mind is so brilliant that it can actually focus on multiple things? Great. But if your mind can only focus on one thing, then focus on only that. So I would suggest multitasking is the individual's thing, but it is a myth as well. Okay. In some places, when it comes to studies, it's a myth as well that you can't study two things and register yourself unless you are a extraordinary personality with a different ability of skills. So wherever you can, but I don't know whether you can study one topic and you can study another topic in parallel. One end you're listening another topic and 1 year you're studying another topic. It's impossible. So practically, if I have to relate that, so I think certain activities, choose where you can do multitasking. Certain activities, for example, you're learning some topic, you're probably understanding it, but probably you need more materials. You may switch on to your tab and put some research material or some videos, let it get downloaded. Those kind of multitasking is okay, but then be truthful to yourself. That's more important. Yeah.
That's it. Thank you, madam. Thank you. Take another question from student, Mr. Kavin Raja from CSE.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Kevin.
Ma'am, what are the requirements to bloom into a fortune industries, ma'am? Like the skills and personalities required and the background as well.
Okay, see, simple. I did speak about the first thing. Be confident. There are a lot of people who don't know many things. Okay, we may not have anything you ask in your own subject. You may not know everything, but be confident. Some people, yes, I'm aware. I would know. They give a very different response. If you carry your personality with a lot of confidence, a lot of people say, okay, if this person doesn't know, but I think if I will teach him or her, he or she will be able to pick it up. Okay, so that confidence you will have to demonstrate. So that is one aspect of it. Okay. Second is personality is all about confidence, is all about how do you communicate. So communication is another thing. You can't keep quiet and stay silent and somebody to observe you and give you a job with a with a good fat salary. It doesn't work. You need to, in that given 1 hour, whatever the education that you have learned, your behavior attributes, your key education, both put together, you need to prove yourself in the interview. So that, from that perspective, what people will see, and especially in online, it's going to be an online medium. The best part about online is it gets recorded. The interviewer can switch on and can see your confidence level for every question every now and then. So they have that advantage. There's an advantage also, there's a disadvantage also. Some in a physical mode, you can always, the interviewer can forget, I don't know what did he say or what did she say. Okay, but here your interviews gets recorded. So I think adapt yourself in the current ecosystem, staying confident. Communication is a key thing. Communication is not about having a good accent and speaking with big vocabulary words and all that. Simple English, talk about yourself and confidently present, and don't worry about background and all that. When I say background, meaning, the virtual background, what is it going to be, your home, and you may not have a perfect infrastructure. No employer is going to get. So a lot of us, think beyond us becomes a factor for us not to present, and our confidence level becomes low. So these are all in the mind. So present your best ability, I think, and with all this, when you present yourself, your key foundation skills, basics of your engineering, whatever you study in first year will be asked in your interview. Let me tell you that. Okay. After 4 years of your education, you will be asked what you studied in 12th, what you studied in first year will be asked in your interview. So don't, be in a myth. What you studied in the final year or your project, only there will be a questions. So whatever you study, you should ensure that you're preparing yourself for the next 4 years. After 4 years of education, you will get your interviews. For that interview, you may get these kind of questions. And we do ask such questions because we are not expecting you to have all experience. We want to know how much of engineering basics have got into it. Okay, so that is what will be the question. So build on this, and I think once your content is very strong, I don't think you should really worry about it.
Thank you, madam. I think I have one question, madam. Suppose you are telling we have to do any job with joy, okay, with interest. Suppose after joining this, at the time of joining, every students are having more interest to study engineering, whatever subject they choose. But after 1 year, after sometimes they are losing their interest. But that time, what they have to do? Suppose again they have to come back. So first 6 months, they are realizing their parents' financial background, situation, other thing. Based on that, they say everything. Okay, we'll do the best. After 6 months or 1 year, they are somewhat deviating, even though we go regularly program to the students from our institutions, but few students are not coming to the track, but they have questions. So how to come on track again? Suppose if you lose interest.
So then, see, if they have loosened track, that means their interest level is into something else. Okay, yes. They may want to do something else. See, there are a lot of, in the real-time environment, there are a lot of people who studied education, did 4 years of 4 years or 2 years of employment, and they choose a very different field after 4 years. I have seen practically people in my own experience where employees have left after good education and good salaries that they were drawing, good opportunities that they had left. And they are not doing engineering, they are not doing IT at all. So when I asked them, why are you leaving? I mean, each generation had different responses. This is one of the generation, I think it must be Gen X, okay, Gen X category. So the person said, I did engineering for my mom. I did, I got a job because my dad wanted me to get a good IT job. So I fulfilled my mom's dream. I fulfilled my dad's dream. I have done both. So I have done 4 years of education, 4 years of IT employment. Now I want to do what I want to do. Okay. And my aspiration is interest that this particular gentleman's interest was in visual communications. Okay. So he fulfilled his parents' dream, and now I want to fulfill my own dream. So there are people who are very clear what they want to do in life. If something is not holding you and something else, work on it. Nothing wrong. Okay. Sometimes we feel engineering is not my cup of tea. This is not going to fetch me. Maybe I need to do something in life. And sometimes it so happens this basic education is required for me to move on, even if I want to achieve bigger dreams on my passion or my interest levels. For that, at least I have to ensure that my basics are in place. For that, I need to study. If you go with this kind of thought process, right? Let me tell you, whatever you do in life, whether it was by choice or whether it is by chance, it will definitely help you, that experience. You will always say that experience in my life was waste. It didn't make any meaning. But let me tell you, practically, you go ask anybody. Somebody would have got accidentally into a job which they were not interested. but that experience had led them in their future opportunity. They would always call out. If I had not had that experience, which I had taken it by chance, and I was not interested, but that has fetched me today to respond, and I was a key differentiator. So I think experiencing is nothing wrong. Be clear in what you want to do, and I think getting on track, it is an individual's individual's clarity. If the person is clear, then fine. If the person is not clear, but he or she is clear on to do something else, then why not? Go in that direction, but improve yourself. Okay, you may get failed. That's okay, but don't stop trying. Okay, a lot of us always have the fear, I might fail. It's better I don't do it. No, it's okay. Even if you fail, it's okay, but try, give your fullest. I tried my best, but I did not succeed. It's okay, but I did my best. So we need to take certain stand for our own growth and development.
Thank you, madam. You are right. Because nowadays the students are not reading failure stories. Only people are looking at successful persons. This is the problem. Okay, learning will happen only by reading the failure stories. Thank you. Next, we will take another question. Yes, Dinesh Ram from IT.
Yeah. Yes, Dinesh.
Yes. Dinesh, you are unmuted.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, what strength do you think are most important in a developer?
Developer, first is be passionate that you're a developer. Okay. Second is for a developer, whichever technology or domain that you want to take, ensure that your foundation skills are there. Okay, it's a lot of us want to do, but we are not there from a skill. So even in the sleep, you should be able to answer, questions. For example, if they say, the simple question you go and ask a kid who's the superstar of in the Tamil Nadu industry, anybody can talk about it, right? So in a developer, if you have to ask a simple question, you should not be, fumbling. You should not be shivering at that point in time. So what I'm trying to say is whole thing is be passionate. Your core skills, technical skills, you should be very strong. Okay. And given in any situation, you should be able to, do your best. And most important is many of us, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, but we tend to, when it comes practical reality, we don't do it. Okay. And our other attributes takes charge of it, like anxiety, fear, nervousness. So I think it's a process. In simple, if I have to say, be passionate, and your subject matter content and confidence. These three things will take you to be a good developer.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dinesh. I think another 10 more minutes are there, 9 more minutes are there. We take questions from Darshini. So we expect question. Now the students have asked questions from CSE, IT, CSBS. So another EC, EEE, makes also can ask the questions. Now we'll take questions from Darshini. Darshini, you are unmuted. Yeah, please.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, what's your point on ideapreneurship? As we know, HCL is a firm that believes in ideapreneurship.
Yeah, so today, if you look at we see more of we are seeing a trend of job givers more than job seekers. Okay, young people like you are coming as job givers than job seekers. Okay, I've seen many examples. So what we uniquely practice in our organization, the word ideapreneurship, the word idea, all of us know, right? Ideating, coming up with the new ideas. So any individual who has spent 0 years of experience or 1 year or 1 month or 10 days, doesn't matter. If you have an idea and you are just a fresher who have joined, or you are just an experienced person who has joined and spent only a week, you can contribute. Okay. So ideation is one aspect. Second is the word entrepreneurship. Okay. So entrepreneurship is a concept, of people who come with an idea and build the idea into reality, into business, into service, and they go a long way. You look at any entrepreneur. So when you look at the word idea and the word entrepreneurship, we've combined both. So ideation and entrepreneurship, that is a culture that we practice. So which means you as an individual, when you join, you come up with an idea and you are an entrepreneur of your idea and you have a platform to contribute. So we have a lot of platforms where you can put your ideas there and build that idea into a project. It can be a project which is gaining the customer momentum, or it may be for future assignments. It could be on anything, whatever you come up with. So that is what we practice in our organization uniquely.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Dasini. This is a good question, really, because madam, what is the difference? Suppose after completing UG, the students are having an idea, they can go for own entrepreneurship model. Otherwise, after joining in the company, okay, by presenting the ideas to your company, they can grow along with the company. What's the difference?
Okay. Let me just clarify again. So as an individual, I have joined the organization. I am a fresher, and I've been given a project. Yes, initially I'll be on training. 3 months of training I have gone through, and I've been put onto a project on the job. Okay. And in the on-the-job training, I find the project, there is a legacy which has got continued, which is a time-consuming, delivery that is being put across. I, as an individual, have a unique idea to mitigate that legacy into a less time consumption. So that work, it gets delivered. It takes about 20 days or 30 days. I am finishing it in an hour because I am using the latest technology and platforms to really mitigate and coming up. And it doesn't have to take 30 days. It will take, in 1 hour or in 3 hours, I can deliver that work. And my organization is happy. My end customer is happy, because everybody is engrossed in the legacy mode, and that's what the current Gen Z will play a very significant role in contributing, in ideating. So they will have a lot of, first they have to observe what's going on. They will have to understand what concepts, what technologies are used, and they'll say, yeah, I have a wonderful idea to do this. So if that spirit that they come forward, the organizations, everybody would love to, mitigate that. Why not? Taking, 1 month, we can finish it in 1 day or 1 hour. Okay. And that is the new young person who has joined us has come up with this thought process. So that is what we want. What the concept is about, taking charge, coming up with a different thought process and innovating it. And that is what the empowerment that is being given to an individual in the organization, not that you should qualify 10 years of experience, only then you're eligible to do that. No, day zero that they are eligible. That is what I'm trying to explain, sir. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think no more questions from the students. Time is 12:26. I think the closing note, Dr. Rajendran, you want to speak?
Yeah,
anything?
Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you very much, Madam. So I'd like to thank you for recruiting our KIOT students for the past 5 years. And with respect to the bilingual hiring, also they got placed, they're working. So and because of KIOT, I'd like to thank you, Madam, and the entire organization. So my question is that, do you have any openings for mechanical engineering as engineering services? So a few of our students got placed, they're working. And so what is their need, how they need to equip themselves towards HCL for getting to the engineering services domain, Madam?
Sure, sir. We have a mechanical division, and there is we have a focus team with working on the hiring. So definitely the need arises for us to hire people. I'm sure the business needs could be there. And yes, only thing is, yeah, it may not be in large numbers how the IT thing, but interestingly, mechanical engineers are playing a very significant role in the IT industry because in the engineering R&D division, you don't restrict to one domain. You cut across all the domains, whether it is automobile, whether it's semiconductors, whether it's manufacturing, so, and mechanical engineering. So mechanical engineering is like a horizontal cutting across all these domains, will play a very significant role in the industry. So they have a lot of scope and opportunities. Okay, and I'm sure not only our organization, many other organizations would want to acquire. So come up, I mean, I'm sure the pedagogy that you all must be working towards, their relevance point of view, that could always, you can always see the relevance, and I'm sure some customization is required. You can always see how you can, but I think there is a lot of scope for them as well in the industry, sir.
Thank you very much, madam, for our informative talk. Really, our students will get benefited. So thank you so much for the kind consideration about our request, madam. Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Madam, we will close with the last question from Varshini, CSC.
Please, please.
Varshini, yes. Yes, Varshini, please. Varshini, you can ask.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon, Varshini. Tell me.
Should I go to internships compulsory if I want to get a job, ma'am?
Okay. So you have an option. Okay, internship gives you a different experience. Okay, some people do in-house projects with your college itself. Some people choose to work with industries. Both has its own advantage and I wouldn't say disadvantages. Both has its own advantages. So if you do it with an employer, you're closer to understand the employer dynamics. The college will also give you a different dynamic experience. Not that, you know, it doesn't hold good. It helps you. It definitely nothing goes in vain, Varshini. It will only help you to get better and better in both the aspects. So internship is a good thing. It gives you an opportunity to apply what you've practically learned and how you can apply in your internship assignment. So go for it. If you have an opportunity, go for it. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you very much, madam. Thanks a lot. We got a nice 1 hour, 1.5 hour, very great input to all our minds. There is no doubt. In here, we have refreshed a lot of minds also. Really very energetic talk. Thank you very much for our accepting invitation, and you have delivered very wonderful information to all our students. This is upcoming first year students. Thank you very much. We'll go with the formal vote of thanks, madam. Go to Professor Malarvili from CSC department. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to one and all present here. It's my great privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this great occasion. First and foremost, I thank our today's chief guest, Ms. Kanchan Khedkar, Associate General Manager, HR, HCL Technologies, Chennai, for her wonderful presence in the Student Connect program and sharing many points about focusing on education and empowerment towards excellence with us. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I express my sincere thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. P.S. Srinivasan sir, the founder of Knowledge Institute of Technology, Salem, the dynamic and flexible person in all academic matters, for gracing this occasion. Thank you, sir. I express my deep gratitude to our respected Vice Principal, Dr. K. Vishagavel KIOT, for his wonderful support for this program. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
And my heartfelt thanks to all heads of various departments and directors, and thank to all the faculty members and our new young budding stars who made this memorable program for all of us. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much. You can leave the meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you.
We end the meeting, sir.